Hello friends, welcome to Engineering Funda family. In this video, I'm going to explain you peer-to-peer and client-server network. I'll explain each and everything along with practical examples that will give you more clarity regarding how these networks are there. So let me explain you first how architecture is there with both of these network. So as if you talk about client-server network, in that architecture is like this, in which there will be server and via internet server will give services to all the clients, right? So here clients will be asking for service and service will be delivered by server via internet. When it comes to peer-to-peer network, then all the clients are interconnected with each other. Here clients can ask for the services and here clients are only the one who will be delivering the services, right? Now let me explain you basic parameters which is there with both of these network. For example, as if I say here I am having a server of amazon.com and here we are having clients like client number one is Engineering Funda. So Engineering Funda is running one Android application and one website, right? So client one is asking for services regarding hosting of web as well as bandwidth of application. So that services will be given by Amazon to this client who is Engineering Funda, right? So my Android application as well as my website that is being managed by Amazon server. So bandwidth as well as what should be the traffic, all those things that will be handled by Amazon server. For example, if I purchase a bandwidth of 1 Gbps, then that user cannot occupy more than that bandwidth. Like my application is used by many users, right? So all those users cannot occupy more than that bandwidth which is given by amazon.com. While in case of peer-to-peer network, all the clients can give services and all the clients can ask for the services, right? Like for example, as if client 1 wants to transfer data with respect to client 2, then client 2 will give service to client 1 for exchanging of that data. And for that, there should be connection of link. Link means what? Medium. Like there can be wired medium or there can be wireless medium, right? So resource management and everything that will be managed by clients over here, right? Let me give you one example of peer-to-peer network like cryptocurrency. So in cryptocurrency, all the clients can take services and all the clients can deliver the services. For example, as if I talk about resource sharing, in that case also it is referred as peer-to-peer network. Peer means node and that node can be client or that node can be service provider. So here in file sharing network, all the clients can deliver the services and all the clients can take the services. Now what I'll do is I'll explain you both of this network along with some parameters. So that will gives you more clarity regarding how exactly differences is there. So here, for example, as if I talk about distributed application architecture with peer-to-peer network, then in that partitions of tasks or workload that is happening in between peer. So here those peers means those nodes that is having partitions of task management and workload management. While in client server network, you will be observing service provider will be providing services and service request that will be given by clients, right? So here service provider will give services and clients will be receiving services. When we talk about how exactly things are happening with respect to node, then in peer-to-peer network, each node can request for services and each node can provide services over here. While in client server network, clients are requesting for services and server will be responding to the service. You can say peer-to-peer network that is decentralized network, while client server network that is centralized network. And that centralization that is happening with respect to server, right? So here resource management, workload management, all those things that will be done by server. That's why it is centralized network. While here This is decentralized network. Why? The reason is all the peers can ask for the services and all the peers can deliver the services, right? You can say peer-to-peer network that is reliable compared to client-server network. Why? The reason is if any peer is getting failed, in that case also services can be provided in between peers. While in client-server network, as if server is getting failed, then no nodes or no clients can receive the services, right? Here, service requesting node does not need to wait too long. So here, whenever any peer is asking for service, at that time, that node does not need to have long waiting period with peer-to-peer network. But with client-server network, there is finite amount of access time that we need to have the service with given client. And that is bit higher compared to peer-to-peer network. Here you can say peer-to-peer network that is very expensive to implement. Here client-server network that is less expensive at the side of client, right? But here you can say we can have services based on our requirement. So as if you have higher requirement of services, in that case you need to pay more. But based on requirement, here client can define services. For example, at engineering Funda, as if I want more bandwidth with my application, in that case I need to pay more. So based on the payment, I can enlarge my services, right? While in case of peer-to-peer network, it is very expensive at the beginning, even though if I'm not using too much bandwidth, but I need to pay more. Why? The reason is I need to establish that entire connection. So based on entire connection, I can have implementation of all those services. So at the beginning itself, I need to pay more. While in client server network, based on the requirement, I need to pay, right? Here you can say peer-to-peer network that is comparatively less stable, while client server network that is more stable and secure. Why? The reason is security will be given by server itself, right? So that will be a bit more stable and secure compared to peer-to-peer network. So what I have seen is students are thinking like client server network that is just web hosting or something like this. But my dear students, in DNS, in file transfer protocol, right? So in those type of protocols, we use client server network. While with peer-to-peer network, usually we have file sharing in between clients. And right now cryptocurrency that is in hot demand, where you can observe peer-to-peer network is there. So many of the time students are thinking like how cryptocurrency is earning in current scenario. So based on sharing of resources, they are earning from the computer network, and whatever they are earning, based on that pricing of cryptocurrency that is changing. If their resource sharing is identical, in that case you will be observing their cryptocurrency pricing that will go high. So based on sharing of resources, peer-to-peer network that is happening, but that is decentralized network, while client server network that is centralized one. In that, server will be giving services based on the requirement. If your requirements are high, in that case you'll have to pay more. That is how all those things are there. If anything that you would like to share over here, please note it down in comment section. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video.